just start with team news. Any fresh absentees for the weekend? Anybody returning?
No, a couple of boys missed out yesterday through Knox, Scott McKenna and Cheku. So we'll see how they are going into the weekend. Obviously, we picked up the suspension with Arel, so he won't be available as you'll know for the weekend. But yeah, I haven't had a chance really to assess the boys from last night, with it being such a quick turnaround. But I don't see any major concerns from the game last night. It's just like I said, the bits that we picked up from last weekend.
And have you got a tough job on your hands now, because there were some players out there who gave some fantastic performances? Yeah. Your team selection for Saturday, is it a tricky one?
Well, it always is. There's no doubt about that. And like I said, I know we changed the team last night, and we talked about this last night, but it was still a equally experienced team in terms of age, if you like, in terms of appearances, and in terms of quality as well. So there's nothing new around that. You know, we know a lot has been said about the squad and the changes and the amount of players that have come in. A completely unique situation that's never been done before. You know, going into this season, last team to get promoted, and trying to prepare as best we can for it, and with all the changes that we made, sort of provided, like I say, a complete unique situation, which has ended up being, for me personally, toughest challenge I've ever faced, and maybe for some of the players as well, going into a completely new dressing room. Even the boys that were here from last year, it became a new dressing room. So it was, we knew it was going to be a really tough period this season. Also the first part of the season, and it's proved to be that. And we've had some difficult moments for sure, but we've also had some moments where we've seen good signs of progression, good signs of where we want to go and what we want to be. We can't speak too positively about the situation because we're bottom of the league, but I also look at the league table and I think we're 5 points from 12th, and matching all that up with the situation that we were in at the start of the season, you know, it does create a little bit of hope, and we've got to try and build on that.
With that in mind, with this one more game before this World Cup break, I know everybody will want to finish on a high, but given your position, how important you sort of carry the momentum?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And I think, like, even if it wasn't the break coming up, you still want to do exactly the same, try and get a positive result. But the fact it is the last one for a while, and going into the break, it would be, and every manager across the country will, or going into the break, will say the same. It would be great to go into it on a positive result. And like I said, especially on the back of what everybody's had to face, you know, in this first period of the season. You know, it's been a real challenge. One that, don't get me wrong, we love being in the Premier League, and it's an honour to be part of it this season with you know what it means to the club and the supporters, the Premier League. But when you're here, you want to compete, and you want to do as well as you can, of course. And as I said, we're in a completely unique situation with the amount of new players. Can't be compared to anything before, because it is something new. So like I said, we really want to improve our situation. But I also know that how tough it's been to even get this far, you know. And since the Leicester game, which was a low, don't get me wrong, we've done okay. Like I say, not brilliant, because the league position tells you that. But like I said, we've also got to look at the league and go, well, we're only 5 points from 12th, and we're starting to see some decent signs, and it's not just what you see on match days; it's what we see on at the training ground with the togetherness. And like I said, some of the players, are, even as experienced as they are, will be going through or have gone through something completely new. You know, the players that have joined from all over Europe that thought they might have been coming into a really sort of content dressing room that's been together a while, and that's normally what happens. You bring 2 or 3, 4 players in and they just join what's already up and running. You know, there's some players that have come in and are sitting around people who are in exactly the same boat as them. So we've had to really recognise that and do our best to become something as quick as we can, while, as I've said on many occasions, playing in the toughest league in the world, where the pressure's high, the scrutiny's high, and you know your expectations are to do well because of the global sort of exposure. So like I said, definitely the toughest challenge I faced as a coach, for sure, and I'm sure for the players as well, in terms of trying to produce and be part of a team. But I go back to we're trying to thrive as best we can. We're really embracing the challenge, and if we can finish this first phase on a positive result, then that would be great. But you know, like I said, it's even if we don't, we can still restart after the World Cup, knowing that a few positive results will get us into a much better position. And because of what we've been through, you know, we have to feel fairly positive about that.
Given everything you've been through and all the difficulties you talked there about dealing with all of these new players, don't tell me off here, but I will mention the word transfers because with this break coming up, are there any plans to really be looking at how January might shape up for you?
Well, at the moment, as you will know, we're only focused on Saturday. But for sure, after that, like every other club, you know, there will be some meetings and some conversations. Myself and Filippo have said, let's concentrate on the games for now, and when this phase of games finish, then let's pick up what else needs to be picked up. And I think that's a good way for now. But yeah, for sure. After the game, everyone's going into a break, but it's not a break in terms of everyone splitting up and going away. It's there will be, of course, some time away for everybody, but not lots, because then we go into a really important period of preparing for the next phase. And like on the back of what I just said about, you know, we won't have to go through some of the off-field stuff, the behind-the-scenes stuff that we was putting everything together when we come back, you know. So hopefully that will be in a stronger place, which allows us then to hopefully get to the next level in terms of our identity, our togetherness, our performance levels, results. Hopefully, gives us, you know, hopefully gives us half a chance of improving our league position, because that's what we all want. You know, it's nobody enjoys seeing us, you know, at the bottom of the table. But I go back to, we've got to look at it not positively, but in a sense that it's we're a group, part of a group of teams that there's not much between us, you know. And would we rather be in the middle or above that, at the top of that group? Of course, but we're not. But we're only 5 points away from that. So we've really got to keep committing to the plan, and hopefully, you know, things can improve.
Just finally from me, will you get time within that break to watch much of the World Cup? Is it something you're looking forward to? It's a strange
definitely.
Time that we've got to do, isn't it?
No, for sure. Listen, it's a working phase for us, of course, and we've been well planned with the scheduling and what we want to get out of the period. But of course, it's the World Cup, and everybody wants to watch it. We'll have some players representing their countries there, which is amazing, and we're so proud to say that we've got Nottingham Forest players, you know, playing at the World Cup, and that we'll obviously be supporting them all equally. And although maybe I'll be watching the Wales games with a bit more intent, but yeah, no, it's of course, yeah, it's going to be a working period that will be away from you guys a little bit, of course, because you'll be around the World Cup, but we will also be watching and enjoying the World Cup like everybody else. Right, thanks, Kirsty. Thanks. Oh.
Shall I shout?
Here we go.
Thanks. Just a couple from me, Steve.
Today, right.
Brennan Johnson's one of those who's going. I mean, for a young man of his tender years, what a thrill, what a
amazing,
development.
Yeah, it's been a great rise for Brennan in terms of coming through the academy here, going out on loan and having a really positive experience. It was before my time, but you could see the season that Lincoln had and the impact Brennan had for them that season. Then coming back to Forest, his home club and his club, and being able to have the season that he did last year. What was he, young player of the season in the championship, I think, and team of the year or something like that, and rightly so. And then becoming a Premier League player, and obviously going through the transition that a lot of the players have gone through, becoming a Premier League player, but to now think that, you know, he's going to a World Cup and even qualifying for a World Cup, he played a really important role for Wales, and I followed that naturally because of my roots, and I know how integral he can be, like Nico, like Wayne as well. You know, Nico's a similar age, and he'll be going through the same. So just really proud of thinking that they've done so well to get there. Wayne with 100 and odd caps, and you know, Brennan and Nico more or less, well, not the start of their international career, but not far past that. To think that they're going to have the World Cup experiences is excellent. And having worked in international football, I firmly believe that these experiences can make you a better domestic player as well, and so everyone will benefit from it.
Jesse Lingard had perhaps his best performance in a Forest shirt in midweek. Why has he taken a while to get going, and what can he produce for you going forward?
Well, I don't think you can maybe just label that just a Jesse. You know, I think I've just explained in the previous questions about we are in a completely unique situation this year in terms of the turnaround in squad and a completely new dressing room. And I'm sure even for the experienced boys and the players like Jesse who have a higher profile maybe than some others, they've never been in a dressing room like this where they literally so many people are there meeting each other for the first time and getting to know each other, and then expecting to go on the biggest stage in world football at club level and perform. So I see Jesse every day. I see his work ethic. I see his commitment. I see his teammanship. I see his disappointment after poor results. I see his joy when we've had some good results, and he's just very much part of what we're trying to do here. And like I said, it's difficult for me to single him or anybody else out as a individual case because of what we have gone through so far this season in terms of the challenge and the unique situations. I keep using the word unique, it is. But also in the question you said about what we saw last night and a goal as well, in that performance will give him a real good feel factor of what he knows he can produce. And like so many other things, we've seen some positive signs recently with the performances, and Jesse, I'm sure, will be feeling the same, and will really want to contribute like everybody else Saturday and after the break to become what we want to become.
Thanks.
And welcome, John.
Hey, John.
You mentioned about Kouyate. He's obviously in Senegal's World Cup squad. Is there any doubt over him going to the World Cup?
No, not going to the World Cup, no.
He's not going to the World Cup?
No doubt. There's no doubt with him going to the World Cup. He'll be going. is a better answer.
Any others? At the back, yeah.
Hi Steve. Just a couple of follow-ups from me. Just now the dust has settled, just wanted to get your final thoughts on the game last night and what impressed you most from the performance as well.
Yeah, I think it was a real good team performance, and I think it was a real good commitment to the plan that we thought would help us get success in the game. I thought the boys really showed good courage to play the way that they did. It was reassuring to see players that hadn't played together for a while and to not played themselves for a while, to see that one, how fit they were, and there was a bit of cohesion in the team. So that gives me good reassurance because of the way that we work and what we try and do off the or on the training pitch. And yeah, like I said last night, you know, we've had some good spells in games this year and we haven't managed to turn them into goals. But yesterday we did, and that's something that we've learned quickly in the Premier League. Probably felt it against us more than doing it, that when you are given or create a bit of momentum and a bit of territory in games, you've really got to make the difference with it. And last night we did. I know it was a League Cup game, but it was also against a Premier League opponent who put out a very strong team. So some really good reference points for us to go, yeah lads, this is what we want it to look like. You know, we need to try and to grow on that. And yeah, like I said before, these are the things that we're learning while we're trying to become a team that can only help us in the future. And last night was a really positive experience.
I think you remember you saying before the game that although it was a League Cup clash, it was another opportunity to continue that adaptation to life in the Premier League. Definitely. These big teams, and it seems like that worked out.
Yeah, no, definitely. And like I said, we are using every day to try and improve, trying to get better, trying to get closer to the objective of the level that we need to be at. And I think game days are so important to that. Even, okay, nobody wants a game day to go poorly, but when it does, there's just so much learning to be done from it. And we're very open about that. But you also want good game days as well, because that's where the belief really improves. That's where the confidence can improve, and then a real understanding of why we're trying to do things the way we're doing. And yeah, that last night will and should be helpful towards that.
Like you said, quick turnaround with Palace at the weekend.
Yeah.
What are you expecting against them, and what have you made of their start to the season so far?
Well, I think they've got some outstanding players all through the team. You know, some very dangerous players at the top end of the pitch with great individual ability and athleticism to support that as well. So yeah, it's going to be you know, a real dangerous game in terms of Crystal Palace and what they will pose as an opponent, and a game that once again we'll have to plan for really thoroughly, which we will. But we've also got to, like you said, try and use all the positives that we've picked up in recent weeks, even positives when we've not won games, to try and help us to be at the performance levels that we want to play well and win the game. So we're really looking forward to, of course, you know, three home games in a week, and you know, we're going to have to be ready for it for sure. But it's a game that we really want to commit to, and I'm sure the boys will do the best to do that.
Well, of course, with the World Cup break on the rise, if you don't mind me asking, who you've got your eye on, and who do you think will go far in the tournament?
Well, I hope for our home nations teams to do well. Obviously, with my roots as a Welshman, with Wales going, and then my work with England, with the FA. So don't ask me to pick one above the other, but I hope that both teams go there and do well, and I think they will. I think they will, definitely. And then you'll get some surprises, of course. You know, having spoken to Cheku quite a bit, I think Senegal can be real sort of dangerous team as well, and obviously they have some recent winning history, and I'm sure you'll get the obvious ones that will pose a real threat in the tournament as well. And of course, like anything, it's who deals with the conditions, who deals with the scrutiny. The heat is, I'm sure, going to be a factor, and it's going to be brilliant to follow.
Thank you very much. That's it for you.
You too.
And to finish,
Have you got any special plans for that Wales-England game?
No, I'll be focused on my work here first and foremost, and making sure that that's right. But I'll be watching it, that's for sure.
And I know you said it's tight, and it is, but what difference would it make to go into this break not Boston?
Oh, of course, it's like I said, even though we I'm going to say it again, even though we're only 5 points from being 12th, and we're in a fairly large cluster of teams in more or less the same points tally, we are still at the bottom of that group, and it's never nice to see, and it's something that I take personally. Although the last couple of weeks we've really reflected on what we're seeing, and the bits that you don't see as well, be it behind the scenes and at the training ground, and knowing that of course our situation could be better, but I also say it could be worse. Having, like I said, going through this completely one-off and new situation. So, but of course, when you're at the bottom, you want to get off the bottom, you want to get above that dotted line, and that's our objective. So, if a positive result on Saturday helps that, then great. But we've got to focus on what it takes to do that and the process of it.